Hello guys, it's your girl Honey with some more spiritual tea, and today I want to talk about the difference between karmics and a empress and an emperor, because a lot of people have been confused about who those, like were they, the difference in the meanings of each one. So first I want to start with karmics because everybody have been a karmic in their life of some sort. A karmic is a person that comes to teach you a karmic lesson, right? It's like a old cycle that keeps repeating. So a karmic is a lesson, right? Because everybody you meet is a test. Get it? Karmic lesson. You're supposed to learn a lesson from them. So God sends in a test through many different forms. People, places, and things. Everything is a test. It's up to you to know what vibrational frequency that you are in this timeline. So an empress and an emperor is a person that's mastered oneself, right? So if you go back to traditional tarot, when they talk about the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, a Queen of Swords and a King of Swords is a person that's ruthless, right? They are narcissistic. They don't really care about what they say or do. They're really malicious. They gossip. They slander. They just don't have anything nice to say. And if you know anything about curses and spell work, when you speak, you have the power to either speak life or death over someone, right? So when you speak negatively about somebody, you won't have to be in the kitchen cooking up spells and making potions and things. That's a form of spell work because you're cursing them with your words. You're wishing down on them. You wishing they suffer. You wish they do bad and all that. That's spell work. Word magic. You're sending curses at people. And if you go to the King of Wands, Queen of Wands, that's like a person that is a Jezebel spirit, right? A free for all. That's the type of person that sleeps around with everybody. They don't have no self-respect or dignity about themselves. All they do is they use their body to get what they want, pretty much. And like a king, and I'm not saying the upright. So if you think about the king of swords and the queen of swords in reverse, that's a person that, you know what I'm saying, talks about people and all that. And then if you go to the Queen of Wands, King of Wands in reverse, like all of these are reversals that I'm speaking of. Sorry if I didn't clarify that at the beginning. But so yeah, so if you think about the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, that's a person whose finances are in the reverse, right? So those are the type of people that are usually gold diggers. They try to use people to get what they want, right? So most of the time, if you see a Queen of Pentacles, you're going to see a Queen of Pentacles. I mean, if you see a Queen of Pentacles, you're going to see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You're going to see a Queen of Wands in reverse, because that's like a person that's using their body to get what they want, right, for money. So yeah, so okay, Queen of Pentacles is a person that pretty much like a gold digger and stuff like that. And then you think about just think about the Empress and the Emperor. Those are the type of people that they love themselves, right? They work on themselves, they heal themselves. So they don't gossip, they don't slander, they don't use people for money, they don't use, you know what I'm saying, they're not sleeping around with any and everybody, right? So they're not out here just using and manipulating people to get what they want. They're not out here, being careless and not really giving a fuck about other people's feelings. And they pretty much calculated about how they move. They're about their business. They're about their money. They're about growing and healing and evolving. They're about just doing the best they can with their life and mastering oneself. And it's just like they all about building and growing. So if you meet a person that is of the Jezebel spirit, that is lustful, that uses and cons and manipulate people, that talk about people, that gossip about people, that I ain't never got nothing nice to say about people, a person that's do any and everything to tear a person down, a jealous person. Although those are karmic people. Those are karmic people that's meant to come in your life to teach you a karmic lesson. Do you love yourself? Do you love yourself enough to walk away from these type of people? Do you love yourself enough to notice what's really going on? Are you really aware of what's going on in your surroundings, right? So it's like everything is connected, right? Literally, everything. I'm connected to air, earth, fire, water, like I'm connected to all that is and all that will ever be. So it's like you are too. You just have to see that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So don't let society fool you, because even though like a lot of the people who are religious, you were born spiritual. We're all spiritual beings. So even if you don't realize that you are a spiritual being, you are spiritual. Like church teach you about spirituality, but they don't teach you what it fully means to walk in your spirituality. They don't teach you how to be spiritual, right? It's like religion keep you closed off in a box, but that's a whole nother other topic that I'm not even going to get into. But I said that to say it's like you have to really know who you are for real. Like you gotta break through the illusions. You got to break through the matrix to really understand who you are in your core, who you are on the inside. Do you want to change? Do you want to grow? Do you want to heal? Do you want to evolve? Right? Do you want to do something with your life? If you ever had a thought about, man, it got to be more than life than this. I know I wasn't created to suffer. You are not alone. Yes, it's going to be tests. It's going to be tests every day of your life. Every waking day of your life, they're going to be tests, because life, the universe, it's a school. It's a university. It's the unity within us, the oneness within us, the God that's within us, right? So it's like you got to connect with that part of yourself. If you don't connect with that part of yourself, or you reject that part of yourself, you rejecting God. Everybody have light and dark in us. Light, which is of God. Dark, which is of the devil, which is the demons that we face every day on a day-to-day, which is lust, greed, money, like all the temptations that's in the world. Are you going to break free of the temptations, or are you going to let it have control over your mind and your body and your everything you do in life? You have to be disciplined. And when you go about life, you got to use discernment. You got to use your mind. When they say a mind is a terrible thing to waste, they never lied. You got to really pay attention and learn the lessons, because if you ain't paying attention to the lesson or the test, you're going to fail. That's just like a person in school. If you go to school all day, you coming in there motherfucker playing, you lollygagging and all that shit, and you ain't really paying attention to what the teacher teaching you, then guess what? When it come quiz time, when it comes to the final exam, you gonna fail. You can't do that. You can't cheat your way through life all the time. Everything, when it come to life, you ain't gonna do that anyway. Because when you think you winning, get what? You gonna get knocked a couple of more steps back. Why? Because you ain't really doing the work. See, a lot of people wear masks, right? They want to pretend like they this and they that. They want to pretend like they are the emperor. They want to pretend like they are the empress. But guess what? A true emperor and an empress are going to see through that. Because you want to know why? We are authentic. We don't wear masks. I'm not waking up every day pretending to be somebody that I'm not. I'm not waking up every day to pretend like I got it all figured out even when I know I don't. Because guess what? I'm going to show up every day as me. And I'm going to be real with myself first before I ever lie to anybody in the world. We all go through shit. Everybody struggle. Everybody have ups and downs. Nobody is better than no one. So please don't think that just because a person worked on themselves enough and they healed themselves and they keep growing and evolving and want better for themselves, and that they work their way to their Empress Emperor energy, that they feel like they better. No. We are very humble people. We know what it took to get here. We done pushed past the illusions. We done did the shadow work. We done did the healing. We done faced parts of ourselves that we were scared and afraid of. Now it's time for you to do the same. And I hope you get all the wisdom and guidance from this message. Ashe.